Hey, welcome to Quintessential Comix. I'm Alice Quinn.
And I'm Matt Garcia.
And today we got an amazing show lined up for you. Today in the studio we have Kill Shakespeare co-creator Anthony Del Col. We've got your upcoming events, news, new releases, all that in minutes. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Matt with your news. We've got Dark Horse announcing today in advance of Free Comic Book Day, which is in May, so they're giving it a little bit of time there. They're going to have 2 double issues coming out. The first one's going to be a combo of Buffy and the Guild. That's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, of course. The other one's going to be a combo of Star Wars, it's Han Solo and Chewie, a new story, and the new Serenity story that they're going to have. So that'll be a good free comic there, times 2. Let's see, the writer of the Serenity one is Zach Whedon, which is Joss's brother. And the writer of the Guild story will be Felicia Day, which, as you may or may not know, she's redhead in the Guild. You know, she's also the elfie person in that Dragon Age thing that sucks a lot. And DC is making a comic version of Uncharted in other translation news. That's the video game for PlayStation 3, which is really cool. I don't know if the comics will be any good, but Naughty Dog, the developers, are going to be playing with the story. They're going to have a pretty big role in that, so it'll be canon. It'll make sense, hopefully. And there's some good writing in the game, so we should see that in the comics, I'm hoping. DC is also going to cancel The Shade, perhaps, which is by James Robinson, who also did Starman in the 90s. It's on issue 2 of 12, and it's not selling very much at all, but apparently it's a good story. So it's kind of a tragedy for DC, but you know, they're all kind of doing this fat cutting business. Yeah, fat cutting, that's a fat cutting dance right there. Let's see, and there's been some hubbub about the new 52s. The characters are extremely violent, killing like whoa. It's something that maybe hasn't been seen so much in the past. But for example, they got Superman just ripping an alien guy in half because he's evil. Like, would the old Superman have done that? No, he probably would have said like, "Yowza" or something, and I don't know, punch the guy into space, which is so much better. So. And so that's our DC news. It's fun. It's exciting. It's kind of sad. Sci-Fi has ordered scripts for Booster Gold TV series, live action, which could be good or terrible. They've apparently, Marvel and DC have both been trying to get little TV action going on with their lesser-known characters to kind of bring them in the spotlight. It hasn't really worked so far, except really a 2-season run of DC's Human Target, which I didn't even watch, so awesome job, dudes. And let's see, Stan Lee, his birthday's coming up. He usually gets a load of crap from people. Good crap, I assume. Cars, boats, who knows. But he's now trying to change that trend. He's made a charity called the Hero Initiative, which I set up to help out comic creators in need. And it's more of the infirm need, so if somebody needs, some kind of medical help or something, rather than indie comic creators who want to start something up. So that's that. And after last week's return of the Human Torch, he's back, Marvel thought, hey, let's make some more Fantastic Four. So they're going to split the current series into 2, sort of. They're going to have the Future Foundation, still going to keep going, but they're also going to bring back the old Fantastic Four. So Spider-Man can play with the other ones, and regular Fantastic Four can continue being fantastic. And that's it for your news. Thanks a lot.
Hey, I'm Alice Quinn with your upcoming events, or should I say event? We had lots of events in Toronto last week, and we have lots of events in Toronto next week, but this week's a little slim for comics events. But if you're interested, there's Marvin Law is sketching at the Silver Snail, taking special holiday requests Saturday from 10 to 7 at the Silver Snail on Yonge Street. Yeah. Should be cool. Marvin's a really cool dude, and he loves sketching, so it's all good stuff.
It's Matt again with your releases for this week. First off, we've got Dark Horse putting out BPRD Volume 16, Being Human Trade, which is a little Hellboy going on there. We've got Mighty Samson Archives Volume 4 hardcover, which is old school. That's some of that going on. We've got MPD Psycho Volume 10 trade paperback. Volume 10, I've never heard of this before. Apparently it's in the vein of 7, that kind of crazy crime stuff going on with a little bit of brain stuff. So that's fun. From DC, we have Absolute Batman Hush hardcover. This is a new printing. It's got a slipcase. There's a 2-page origin story. There's a sketchbook session and much more. So if you're into Batman, that'd be a thing to get, perhaps. We've got Infamous trade, which is 6 issues of the game turned comic. It's So if you like Infamous that much, or maybe you've read it and you like it, pick it up. We've got Jonah Hex, Bury Me in Hell trade, which is issues 61 to 67. That's out this week. Thunder Agents Volume 1 trade, also out. From IDW, we have Angel, the End hardcover. That's if you like Angel comics. And this manly man with his flowers and stuff. It's good stuff. We have Doctor Who, Dave Gibbons' collection in hardcover, also out. And X9 Secret Agent Corrigan Volume 3 hardcover. That's some of the older stuff as well. So. From Image, we have Bomb Queen Volume 2, which is Queen of Hearts trade. It's a new printing. We've got Complete Invincible Library hardcover, Volume 3. The Morning Glories hardcover, Volume 3, that's by Nick Spencer. And the Walking Dead Omnibus hardcover, Volume 1, which is for December 14th, actually. It's a new printing, so you can order it now if you want. Look on the internets and find it. We've got Marvel putting out Captain America, Man Out of Time trade. And Deadpool Core Volume 2, Say You Want a Revolution trade. Fun stuff with Deadpool always. Times 2, because there's also Deadpool Max Involuntary Armageddon hardcover coming out. And that's it for your interesting releases this week.
The red light is as red as your hair.
All right, you're going to have to be quiet for 5 seconds while I introduce the segment.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm here with one of Kill Shakespeare's co-creators, Anthony Del Col. Kill Shakespeare Volume 2 is out now. You can read the whole story, Volume 1 and Volume 2, all 12 issues. It's awesome. I've read it. I can vouch.
If you've read it already, why are you asking for another copy?
I have it all in issues, but I don't.
Okay. You just want free merch, free swag.
Pretty much.
Wow, is that all the show is designed to be?
That's pretty much why I do all of T.Comics or
You know what? That's actually pretty smart. So for those watching this on your computers at home, if you want to get free stuff, start your own web show.
Yeah, free stuff is great because I don't get paid. So.
I work in comics. I don't get paid either.
That's bull. I'm not even going to lie. You guys have, the coolest business model ever. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about. You guys, initially, you guys raised a whole bunch of money in order to get the comic made. People usually do it the other way around. And you guys, you and Connor come from a business background. So, really, you're doing this whole comic thing right. And you guys got, you got paid first before you did it. Damn.
Yeah, well, I mean... from day number one, Connor and I treated this as a business venture. We instead of trying to go out and get grants from government agencies and that sort of thing, we wanted to, try to get a private investment. So the first thing we did when Connor and I left our full-time jobs, I was in music and Connor was in broadcast journalism, was to put together a 100-page business plan that would help us, raise the private equity that would be needed to pay for the art, pay for production costs, cover marketing, publicity, admin, overhead, that sort of thing to make Kill Shakespeare come to life like it is today.
Awesome. That's really cool. And I would recommend that for other comics creators. If you can, put together a 100-page business plan.
Well, it sounds easy. It sounds easier than it was. I mean, there was a lot of work put into it. I mean, just financial projections and forecasts, timelines, milestones, marketing strategies, marketing research. Connor and I know. It's exhilarating television, isn't it? No, but I mean, Connor and I come from a business background. I mean, we both went to the same business school. We didn't know each other at the school, but I knew him as that, geeky-looking redhead, which is kind of how I still know him.
Okay, so now that Kill Shakespeare is done, sort of.
For the time being.
For the time being,
yes.
the run of the series is done. Are you thinking about doing more comics? Has this comic experience left you in a good mood and you want to do more comics, or is it really all about Kill Shakespeare specifically for you?
I will say yes to both of those questions. For the first part, I mean, this is the first comic project I've worked on, as you know. And I absolutely love the medium. I mean, I love working with an artist. I love writing for the comic medium to, page by page, 22 pages, 24, 32, however many in that particular issue. How to put together an issue from start to finish, first act, second act, third act, the reveal page, et cetera, et cetera. Working with the artist, collaborating with every other talented individual, with the publisher, and almost just as importantly is the whole convention scene. At first, I thought I would dread it. I thought I'd hate the convention scene, how onerous it is and how long each day is. But you know what? That's actually my favorite part, is just being able to tell people and talk to people about Kill Shakespeare, to interact with people that have read Kill Shakespeare and liked it, to be able to hit and bludgeon to death those that don't like Kill Shakespeare. Is that red light on? Oh God, this could be used against me. No, but the whole convention.
Trust me, we have enough dirt.
The whole convention scene is really, really cool. I mean, just because I was in music, I've been in film, and I've been in TV, and there's nothing like the conventions where you can actually just go up to a creator, you can go, and a fan or a reader or whatnot can come up to you and just have a conversation. You can talk about Shakespeare, you can talk about comics, you can talk about film, you can talk about Star Wars, whatever you want to discuss. I mean, it's just a really, really cool environment.
Oh man, tell me about it. Like, love conventions. That's really why I
remember in the first convention I ever went to, you were one of the first persons I met.
Yeah.
Yes, you were dressed up in your True Blood outfit, I think.
And
right?
and I won by way of trivia the first issue of Kill Shakespeare before it was released.
Yes, that would have been March of 2010.
Yeah, good times, good times.
Yes.
So
I
speaking,
think you rigged that vote somehow. The ballot box.
I have no comment on that. Speaking of conventions, recently I saw on your Facebook page that you guys encountered people who had cosplayed specifically as your characters, not just, Lady Macbeth in general, but your Lady Macbeth. How did that feel?
That was definitely one of the highlights of the entire process of the last 24 months for us. I mean, I almost shed a tear. I mean, it was, we'd heard rumors because Connor had attended HalCon last year. So they invited all three of us back, myself, Connor, and Andy. And we'd heard rumors that there might be some people dressing up as Kill Shakespeare characters, but, I didn't want to hold my breath on that. And then on the first day, on the Saturday, I showed up, I was late, I was doing a radio interview, and Connor said, oh yeah, there are two people dressed up as Kill Shakespeare characters. Yeah, okay, sure, you're trying to pull a fast one on me. And then, they showed up about halfway through the day, and I looked at them, I was like, well, those are interesting outfits. It's kind of like a medieval thing. Wait a minute. Is that what I think it is? And I hugged them, I took a whole bunch of photos, and then I almost teared up. Because, Connor and I have been working on this for so long. 24 months, 30 months ago, this was still just an idea.
Yeah.
Still just a dream that we had. And now you've got the comics, you've got the graphic novels, we have the merchandise, we have the stage show that just happened this past weekend. But, to actually have created something that is generated enough excitement in people so that they put in hours and hours of their own time and energy and resources into dressing up as these characters. It was just, it's one of the coolest things you could ever ask for.
It sounds amazing.
As a creator.
It sounds amazing. And I cosplay and I know how much time it takes, and those weren't just slapped together amateur costumes. Those were 20 hours plus, and I was like, damn.
So now that the red light is still on, when are you going to dress up as a Kill Shakespeare character? Since you are a cosplayer, as she just admitted.
Well,
you know what I mean? Apparently you are a fan of Kill Shakespeare, but, why?
This year I was thinking of doing something with a bodysuit.
A Kill Shakespeare bodysuit?
Well, I was thinking of doing...
American Goth or American Horror Story or whatever? No, what?
I was just thinking of doing a bodysuit this year because I've always wanted to, but it's really expensive. I don't know.
I was just thinking about bodysuits in general.
Bodysuits are cool, man. I don't know.
Fair
Someday I will dress up as a Kill Shakespeare character.
We all have a dream.
When the movie comes out, I'll dress up as the
Why not
theatrical
now?
release.
You could dress up as Lady Macbeth. A little vixenish action going on here, right?
Yeah, maybe. You mentioned briefly the live show, and I was one of the few delighted people to attend.
What do you mean the few delighted people?
The theater was sold out, but there was only 100 seats, right? It was a limited...
207 seats in the
Sorry,
theater.
207 seats.
207 seats, yes.
Two performances, so
Yep,
420 people got to see that. And, I consider that a limited run, considering
the way you
how
phrased
many...
it made it sound like that there were people there, but only a few of them
Oh,
enjoyed it.
no. Only a few of the many...
What kind of interviewer is she? First she doesn't dress up for me as a cosplayer, then... Yeah, I know.
Wasn't entitled to fire.
I know. So if anyone's looking, if anyone's watching this and wants to become a host of a web series, there will be a vacancy.
Okay.
Soon, right? It's been nice knowing you.
We're going to cut to a clip.
Executive producers can be fired all the time. Jeez.
We're going to cut
Just
to a
ask David
clip
Kelly.
about last year when the first issue, graphic novel came out. I did an interview we played a game, a Kill Shakespeare character game, where I got all the creators on, and it's really great. And here's a short clip of
Hold
it
on,
right
wait a
now.
minute. Was the camera on it that day?
That's sexy.
All right, round 2. We're gonna educate our viewers a little bit on our characters.
We call it edificate here.
What is your character's motivation?
Oh, who are we?
Okay, sorry,
Who are we
wait.
asking?
I think we're gonna
Who are
start
we
again with
asking?
Anthony. We're
Well,
just
no, but
gonna-
that means he has the
Also.
most chance to think about it, though. That means he has the
Does
more
have the
weighty
brain.
response. And he is the brain, too, yes.
All right, we'll
Put him on
switch
the
it
spot.
up.
Put him on the spot.
All right, Connor, you get to go first. We're gonna switch it up.
My motivation is to prove to myself that I'm still a good person despite the fact that I believe I killed the man I loved. So this whole prodigal rebellion, as much as I believe in the people, deep down, I don't really believe I'm a good person. And if I can do this, it proves that I must be a good person because I killed Romeo.
I'm going to challenge it.
Are you serious? That's
Yes,
a pretty good
I'm
answer.
going to challenge it.
All right, all right.
I think you're in it for the glory. I think that
Well, Hamlet.
in a misogynistic society that you grew up in Verona, there's always Romeo, 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 wherefore art thou, Romeo? And you're always second. You're always just standing in the shadow.
Which doesn't mean Romeo, where are you? It means Romeo, why are you here?
Yes, exactly. It's like, why are you here stealing my spotlight? So, really, I think you're in the glory, and I think you just want to be known as the Juliet that really leads this rebellion against the evil people. So, I think you're just in it for the glory.
Which feeds into my
As the decider, which I often am, the decider, I decide with neither. I think they're both wrong. I think Juliet is in it for the people, and she's rebelling against Richard. And the reason I say this, I slightly agree with him on how she feels, but just the fact that she will help these people farm, she will look after them, she'll hang out with them, party with them. She's a person of the people. She's not a selfish person. And these two writers who created the character, I feel are both wrong about their character, so I side with neither.
All right, well.
What do you do with that?
This
No.
has been
Nobody gets any points.
Nay
No,
points.
this has been a very interesting turn of events. I think that because you guys all have something different to bring to the character, it makes the character more well-rounded. So you guys are all going to get 5 points for that.
Wait, so there's going on my turn?
Hey man, if you come up with a brilliant answer on their turn, you're
Yeah.
going to get points.
Boom.
Life is
This
cruel,
game's got no
Juliet.
rules.
I
Life
was
is
just making mine up just to.
Yes, I know. I can tell by your repeated pauses. I
Your
hate you,
dramatic
Falstaff.
pauses.
I hate you in your fat stomach.
Wow, that might. I can't believe my my hairstyle has stayed the same.
Yeah, not much has changed, really.
Not much has changed at all.
I wore the same boots in honor of
I've
it.
gone through puberty since then, though, so I've got a huskier voice.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so recently you guys got the Colbert bump.
Well, about a year ago or so, yeah.
Was it really a year ago?
It was a year ago.
Holy
Whoa, watch the language. Another reason for her to be fired. What's with this rank amateurism
I'm not going to
here?
have you on my show if you keep
Jeez.
trying to get me off of it.
Well, I just want to be the host. I want to be the host of the series.
Not happening. All right,
Yes.
so how did the Colbert...
No, we're going to do an interview
bump
with you. So tell me
affect-
about your fascination with cosplay. What is about cosplay that really...
I just want to be the characters.
So do I. I want to be Conor McCreary.
He's a cool dude, man. He has the best parties
He does have pretty good parties, yes. And he's mistaken as Adam Savage from Mythbusters all the time.
all
So,
the
I mean,
time.
You know, people ask him for photos, so how can you go wrong with that?
It's pretty cool. So yeah, so how did the Colbert bump affect your sales or your hits on your website or whatever?
You know what? We can't really quantify that, just because I'm not sure exactly. But I do know that within, what Alice is referring to is I believe it was last November. Julie Taymor, who has directed. She's a Tony Award winner. She's directed Across the Universe, Frida. Titus and The Tempest. She was on the Colbert Report. On Broadway, she's also done The Lion King. I don't know, you may have heard of it. And a little thing called Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, until she got fired, much like Alice is going to get fired fairly shortly. And I believe that Julie Taymor was an exec producer on that Broadway show, so it proves that executive producers can be fired. But I digress. No, it was great. So Julie Taymor was on air with Stephen Colbert, and they were talking about Shakespeare and comics. And Colbert made a little flippant remark about what Shakespeare character would make the best comic book hero. And she then said, "Well, Stephen, there is a comic book series out right now that does just that. It's all Shakespeare's characters together, and they're on this action adventure quest to track down Shakespeare and kill him." And the audience was kind of stunned, like they're like, "What?" And Colbert was similarly was thinking, "What?" But then as soon as they got it, like, ah. And no, I mean, it was fantastic because within 5 minutes, and the coolest thing about that was I had no idea that this was going to be on air. I had no idea that the interview was actually going on. I came home from an event. I was flipping the channels. Happened to flip to Colbert Report, and Julie Taymor was on at that exact moment. And within 3 minutes, she was talking about Kill Shakespeare, and my reaction was, "Well, no, that was like a model, like." And I was like. But within 5 minutes, we had people sending us emails, reaching out to us on Twitter, saying that they never heard about this, but now they're going to go check out their local Barnes & Nobles or Borders or comic book shop. The Colbert was definitely in play. I just don't know to what extent. But no, I mean, we have, especially traveling to the conventions in the States, everyone kind of walks by or they start to talk to us like, "I've heard of you guys somewhere." And then we mentioned Colbert, like, I think that was it.
That was it. So it's been a long journey. Well, not that long. It's only been a 12-issue series, but
it's only been about 8.5 years since Connor and I came up with the idea. Yes.
Yes, I know you guys
But
originally came
years,
up with
that's
it.
Like only 85? I don't know.
In 3 years, it's like 5. So, so it's been a 12-issue series, and since 2005, where you guys originally came up with the idea, adapted it from being an idea for a video game or a screenplay into an idea for a comic, and finding, putting through the business plan, doing the comic, going to shows. How has this journey been?
Well, first of all, I went through puberty, so as I mentioned before, so that's always a good thing.
So it's a good thing.
Secondly, it's given me the availability, perhaps, of becoming a host of a web series about comics, because I understand that there's going to be an opening sometime soon. So it's really opened up a lot of doors and a lot of opportunities for me. No, I mean, the journey's been fantastic. I referenced it earlier. I mean, the fact that 3 years ago this was still just an idea. It was just a dream that we had, and to actually see it come to life like this, where it's something tangible that you can hold on to and look through, is the greatest. It's the greatest thing you can do. But no, it's been fantastic. I mean, meeting so many people, getting people excited about Shakespeare, getting people excited about comics. I mean, so some of our readers have never read comics before, or they haven't read comics since they were at Archie's back when they were teenagers. It's just cool to get people excited about the Bard, about comics, about literature, about plays, about stage, about everything. Working with Connor, working with Andy. I mean, these guys are fantastic.
They're great dudes.
And meeting great to be, soon to be fired hosts like yourself are fantastic. So, by the way, as I said, there will be an opening sometime soon for a new host of a web series about comics. So, this seat will be vacant very shortly. So, no. It's been a fantastic ride, and I always joke that, and I use the cliche line that it's been an adventure of Shakespearean proportions, but it kind of has. I mean, we've had. There's been some action, there's been drama, there's been tears, blood, sweat, love,
journeys
loss,
across the country,
journeys. It's
doing comic conventions.
It's been a Midsummer Night's Dream. It's been a tempest sometimes of action adventure.
Let's keep going here.
Much Ado About Everything, not nothing. Much Ado About Everything.
More Shakespearean references. I want you to keep pumping it.
I can do many Shakespearean references because you have to understand all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his lifetime plays many parts. His acts, being 7 H's. The first,
Okay.
the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arm.
All right, let's not
You're
bore
cramping my
the
style here.
audience
You're cramping my
here
style.
with all your quotations.
Just for those that have not read Kill Shakespeare, it's actually written in modern day language, so you don't have to worry about knowing your Shakespeare or that everything's going to be Elizabethan iambic pentameter. That's not the case at all. It's modern day language with some Shakespeare references or quotes. If you know your Shakespeare, you love the what if scenarios. If you don't know anything about Shakespeare, that doesn't matter because it's a really cool action adventure story.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I had another question. What about a Kill Shakespeare movie?
Connor and I are actually working on the film right now.
The screenplay?
The screenplay, yeah.
Has it been like optioned, or is it like?
No, we even
more
before the first
interest?
issue came out last April, we had a lot of Hollywood companies contacting us, inquiring about the film rights. But we've decided not to do that, not to go that route, because we want to be involved creatively. Because if you just basically sign over the rights to someone else, then you end up with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the film, and I don't think we want that. So, I mean, Connor and I actually earlier this year we received funding from Telefilm Canada, the Harold Greenberg Fund, and the Course Made with Pay Fund here in Canada to help us work on the screenplay. And actually last month in October of this year, Connor and I went down to the Sundance Resort in Utah, where they helped us out with the screenplay. We met with top television and film writers, so people like Marty Noxon, who wrote on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Mad Men, and Glee, Richard LaGravenese, who was nominated for an Oscar, Michael Goldenberg, who wrote Harry Potter 5, and Contact and Green Lantern, and but to be fair, though, he came in with 2 months left and the sets were already built and whatnot. He's not going to be watching this. Is that red light still on? And then, so I mean, we met with top screenwriters, television writers to help us bring Kill Shakespeare to the next level. So we'll have a new draft ready early in 2012, and we'll be spending more time looking for film production partners in the early part of 2012.
Cool. So, like, if there will be a Kill Shakespeare film, which you guys are working towards, it's going to be a creator-made film. It's not, you're not selling the rights off. You're going to do it yourselves. You're going to make sure it's true to the comics and true to what the spirit of Kill Shakespeare is.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I can't say it'll be creator-made. I mean, we're looking at different models. I mean, one is to do the studio route, but with our involvement, one is to do the independent route. So it's an international co-pro where we team up with, say, a UK producer, with German, with other European partners, and kind of raise the money that way and shoot it as like a Euro-Canadian co-pro. So those are the two major options that we're doing. But like I said, our goal is not to just option this and let someone run with it, but to actively be involved as the writers and as producers on the project.
Congratulations on the immense success of this project, Kill Shakespeare. Like, out of it, you've already gotten, the 12-issue series, you got the 2 graphic novels, you've had 2 stage performances so far. One that was just a reading.
There were a few people that liked it, yes.
A few people that liked it. And potentially a film coming up. This is a really great success for independent comics, and badass, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And as perhaps the last guest that you have on the series before you're fired, it's an honor.
It's great to have you here, man.
You can check us out at killshakespeare.com. The graphic novels are available at Chapters Indigo, Amazon.ca, Barnes & Nobles, any bookstore that carries graphic novels. And you can also check out our website, killshakespeare.com, where we have merchandise. Why don't you just show off some of the merchandise?
You got this really nice shirt.
Thank you. Yes. So it's the Justice League of Shakespeare, which is actually how we first pitched the project to IDW, who eventually became our publisher. We told them what the concept was, and then kind of said, just picture it as a Justice League of Shakespeare. They laughed, and then they looked at each other and thought, wow, we could actually really market this.
We could do this.
This is actually our top-selling T-shirt at the moment.
It's so cool. So thanks for coming. And before you guys go, we got one more clip, which I like to call Anthony Facepalm, from our previous interview / Kill Shaky character game.
Should I be scared about this?
It's a great one. If you kill Shakespeare, he will bring back his body.
Yes, that is the motivation for Hamlet, and it's all about trying to find himself because he's lost, but he is scared of responsibility. He's kind of a pussy, at least until certain points. But
It's kind of a pejorative term
he's
for
kind of a
the
pussy.
leader of the rebellion sitting beside you who has one of those.
Yes. A vagina.
Call it what you will, but just don't use it in a negative frame. Don't use it in a negative
This is
frame.
all going on the internet on
I was thinking of like a cat, like a scared cat with their.
Then say cat.
It's a pussy cat.
I would have
He's
accepted
a bit of a pussy cat.
I will, however, accept his answer.
Thanks for joining us today on Quintessential Comix. I almost said T.Comics. If you liked this show and you want to know more about comics in Toronto or just cool comics, I run a website called t.comics.ca. It's at the bottom of the screen right here, if the editors would be so kind. We also, if you want to check out my Twitter feed, it's at t.comics. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/t.comics. And if you really like the show, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Quintessential Comix. So yeah, thanks for joining us. We hope you check out other stuff and you like it. And we want to thank Sean Ward for creating this amazing background in which he spelled Quintessential Comix wrong. Thanks again. And we'll see you next week for the book club episode.